It's a real blessing to sort of play out the evolution of a friendship, a deep friendship, publicly. And I get to do that with Mark Davis, who's the morning host at 6:60 a.m. The Answer in Dallas. He's been doing talk radio almost as much as I have, and he has become a very dear friend. I start every day at 7:35 in the morning visiting with Mark on his show, and a lot of people have said, hey, get Mark on your show more often. So we're doing just that. Making him work a little double duty today. I hope you don't send me a bill for the overtime.
I thought I was done. Man, is there no end to the talking today?
It goes all day. Man? It goes all day. It's never ending. I mean, we could do talk shows for days and hours.
Lord knows we know that. Lord knows that's true.
So here's Kurt Schlichter at Town Hall, the case for Donald Trump 2024, and it's as you would expect. Kurt, like you and me, big Trump supporter, but he also says tomorrow, he said, I'm going to do another version. I will write a column, The Case Against Donald Trump 2024. I am hearing, Mark, whether people like it or not, from more and more Trump-supporting Republicans and independents who say he's going to be knocking on the door of 80 in 2024. We got Ron DeSantis waiting in the wings. Maybe it's time for a new face as the titular head of the Republican Party in 2024. You and I went round and round about this a couple of weeks ago, but let's revisit that for just a moment with this first question. Do you think the antics of this witch hunt, Liz Cheney-inspired January 6th Select Committee is wearing people down, or is that sort of irrelevant over what seems to be a wearying of Trump support?
It's a great question, because as this ridiculous committee took shape and as it's played out, it is a joke. It is a kangaroo court. It is it's an abomination.
One-sided, it's biased, it's ridiculous.
Now, that having been said, and we've said it every day, it is out there. It's out there every stinking day with a media culture shining on it like it's the revelation of all revelations. Is it possible that among the middle ground voters that Trump needed to win the first time, there are those who are saying, Democrats are crazy, Biden's a failure, I think I could see myself voting for a Republican, but good Lord, him again? Ugh, I'm exhausted, and I just don't know. Is it possible that I just identified a couple of million voters? Maybe I did, and it scares me.
You know what motivates me is the need to win. I'm not there yet. I don't think I'm where you are, but listen, I'm honestly reflecting what callers and listeners and people emailing me and texting the show at 800-655-MIKE, the feedback I'm getting is there are people who say, I love the guy. I'd go through over broken glass for him. But in 2024, let's hand it over to somebody else who can still represent the MAGA policies. First of all, let's be real. I don't think there's anything about Ron DeSantis that is in conflict with the policies and the ideology of Mr. Trump.
I don't either. I've been looking for reasons to fall less in love with Ron DeSantis every day, and he just doesn't give them to me. The guy, in fact, he may be upping his game. The battle against Disney, the battles with the media. What's the big thing about Trump is he seems kind of crazy quilt sometimes, but doggone it, he knows how to fight the left, which is something Republicans have been terrible at doing forever. DeSantis looks like he has that skill set. But as you point out the two columns from Kurt and your feelings and my feelings, et cetera, I think one of the mistakes we can make is to presume that it's binary. One is either all in, you have to either be all in for Trump with no interest in anybody else, or totally done with Trump, no interest in him running. I am in a middle ground that I think a lot of people listening right now are with. So grateful for his presidency that they're more than willing to have him run again, more than willing to consider the possibility of having him pull the Grover Cleveland, 2 non-consecutive presidential terms. That having been said, there is something doggone attractive about DeSantis, all the positives of Trump in maybe a more disciplined package. So I don't feel like I got to make up my mind here in June of 2022.
That's right.
Let's just kind of see how it plays out. Let the game come to us.
It's a good conversation, though, to have now because we're going to have a bountiful of riches. We're going to have a lot. I mean, who are they going to have? Mayor Pete? Kamala? Who's their nominee? Hillary?
I know.
Bring Hillary. So they're in trouble. And, Biden cannot tell me you saw Tucker Carlson last night.
I surely did.
I mean, I think he put Biden falling over on the bike 100 times. I've never seen that many, and thank goodness he's going to be okay. But and he is okay. But is that, or at least from the bike fall, is that not a metaphor for what we're going through as a country?
It is, and the Democrats are they're just a cluster. And is there some Democrat governor knocking it out of the park that could be sort of stealthily hanging in the wings? I sure don't see him. And that is part of what, to go to this side of the argument, as the pendulum swings back and forth, it's part of my fear. I can see a bunch of Democrat voters saying Biden was a disaster. Our nominee this time, Mayor Pete, Kamala, whoever, doesn't even really excite me. But if you give me the chance to slap Trump down again, I am in. I can see millions of Democrat voters completely motivated by that and maybe nothing else.
Well, I would end it with this, and I'm grateful. I know you had an appointment. I seriously do thank you for coming on, popping on with me to talk about this, because a lot of people are having this. I sense a tide is turning. I really do get, and I've got a pretty good feel for, because I'm plugged into what people, and you are too, what our listeners are saying to us. Something is starting to shift. The ground is shifting a little bit, and I don't like it. Believe me, I don't like this conversation at all. I don't like what I'm hearing right now. But I'll tell you this: we got to win in 2024.
That's it.
We have got to win, so we've got to be very, very smart. But here's what I don't like about this conversation. Donald Trump has a record. He has a track record.
Sure does.
Waiting. The Supreme Court just, released some rulings. They're going to prolong Roe v. Wade. It's not coming today. Maybe it comes Thursday. Probably comes next week. We're not going to get to overturn Roe v. Wade without Donald Trump, without a pro-life president who confirmed conservative justices to the Supreme Court. This would not be happening. We look at the economy compared to now. We look at the border compared to now. We look at the military, the respect for law enforcement, the law and order in the streets. We had a 4-year period that was like, an oasis in the desert we're in today.
America respected around the world, the tyrants around the globe not knowing what the heck he might do, which made us safer, which means no matter what he does, Mike, no matter what he does, I will forever be grateful for the service he gave this country.
Amen. And we all will. And that, to me, is the most compelling argument against looking at somebody else. He's got a track record. We need him back. But listen, look at the text messages I'm getting, Mike. I'm looking forward to 4 years of Trump and then 8 years of DeSantis. But a lot of people, I agree with Mark. I voted for President Trump twice, but I think DeSantis would bring in those independents that might not vote for Trump.